In this episode of Velocity Labs, we're doing a little bit of catch up on Project Eclipse, and we are on our way to the drag strip. Now, you've already seen me do quite a few things with this car already, including changing the heater core, changing the dash, the power steering rack, and putting on a new wastegate. But I also did a ton of work on this car before I started doing videos. Luckily, I kept a pretty good log on dsmtuners.com in my build journal. If you want to see all the details of the build, head over to the thread there, but here's the short version. The car was in pretty rough shape when I bought it, but it was mostly unmodified, which is what I was looking for. ECM Link was the first mod, and then I turned the boost up to about 14 PSI, tuned it, and hit the track. My time was 14.8. Next was the paint and body work. I replaced both fenders, both bumpers, and painted the whole car in my garage. All the door dings have been taken care of. It's been primed and wet sanded, and all I gotta do is get it cleaned up so I can paint. I'm also still in the process of getting the front mount intercooler installed. That kind of took a back seat to some other projects, but she's just about ready to go. Here's the other side. As you can see, there was a lot of door dings. Again, ready to paint. I just gotta get it cleaned up, give it a thorough washing, and I do have a little bit of tape left down here from the side skirts, but once I get all that cleaned up, start masking it off and get it ready to go. Next, I did a front mount intercooler, bigger injectors, bigger fuel pump, and a bunch of other goodies. Soon after that, I switched to E85 and hit the dyno and the drag strip again on my stock TD05 turbo. I made 320 torque and 280 horsepower on a Mustang dyno. Not bad. I was also able to get a 13.9 at my local drag strip. While that might not seem incredibly fast, I have to note that the density altitude at Bandimere Speedway is typically around 8,000 to 9,000 feet above sea level. Cars here run much slower than at sea level. Anyway, since then I've upgraded the turbo to a TD06 SL2 20G, a billet 7-blade KTS extended tip 20G wheel. It's in a 7-centimeter housing, and it looks stock, but it's actually capable of some pretty big numbers. So that's where we're at now, and we're just about to the drag strip, so let's go make some passes. All right, so we're here at the drag strip. Let's see if I can not mess this up. It's my first time at the drag strip in almost a year. I forgot to set the exterior camera, and I forgot to take a log. Whoops. Aha, I smell clutch. And why do I smell clutch? Let's check out that launch again. It was really bad. I rode the clutch way too long here, big time driver error. That extra clutch slip also left me with a 60-foot time of 2.2 seconds, which is pretty bad. I let the car cool down for about 45 minutes and then got in line again. Now's also a good time to mention that when I did get the 13.9 last year on the stock turbo, it's because all of the conditions were perfect. Typically I was running around a 14.1, 14.2, but once the weather cooled off and I hit all my shifts and then I nailed the launch, only then was I able to get that 13.9 on the stock turbo. So anyway, here's run number 2. Hey look, I remembered to start a log this time. Launch is set at 5,200 this time. We gotta slip the clutch less. Really shift the second. Cooling temp is a little hot, 196. Hotter than I would like it. Woo! Well, that launch was way better, but do you even shift?
I missed third gear here. Let's take a look at that failure again in embarrassing slow motion. Ah, mediocre. Oh well, you know what they say. Shift happens. Thank you. I missed third and I got a 13.8. Holy shit. I got a 13.8 and I missed third. Somehow the scale's closed. Son of a bitch. I was going to the scale to weigh the car, but it was closed. So here's a pic from last year. The weight should be pretty close still. 3060 without me in it.
I think I got a 13.5.
Yep, I'm very surprised here. I got a 13.8 with a miss shift. That's a good sign that the car has a faster time in it. Also, here's the exterior shot of that same run for good measure. At least I can hide my shame and you can't see my miss shift from this angle. My 60-foot time was better this time, but I also had a little slower mile per hour than the last one.
All right, note on that second run, I only hit 22 pounds of boost, which is a little low. I might have a boost leak.
I have time for one more run, so let's see if we can get any faster.
That's pretty decent. I hit all my shifts. I still smell clutch. It might be on fire. 13.8. Let's check the boost. 23 pounds, pretty low still.
All right, so let's watch that one again. While I didn't miss any shifts, they were far from ideal. Watch my launch here. It's anything but smooth, and the 1-2 shift is pretty jerky as well. I also feathered the clutch too much again, so I need to work on that. But the trap speed was better, and I'm still only hitting 22 pounds of boost.
All right, so we didn't get any super clean runs in, but it was actually pretty fun anyway. I've been looking at the logs and checking out some of the videos, and there's definitely a few things that we need to address. First off is the boost issue. I'm only hitting about 22 PSI, and it's not spooling as fast as it should. I thought it was a boost leak, but I took it home and tested it, and it's solid to 30 PSI, so it's definitely not a boost leak. To address this issue, I need to free up the intake and the exhaust restrictions that I have. Next issue that we need to address is heat. The car was getting a little bit warm between runs, and I do have a switch to keep the fans running, but it wasn't working. So I need to fix that, and I think that will take care of the heat issue. Third thing we need to address, driver mod. Yeah, that's me. Simply put, I just need to drive better. My launches are kind of sloppy, and my shifting is a little bit slow as well. More seat time at the drag strip should help that out. Last thing I need to address is the suspension. When I'm launching it at the drag strip, or even when I punch it from a rolling start, there's a huge weight transfer that's going on. Most likely because the suspension is stock and probably about 20 years old or so. Upgrading that is gonna help me launch smoother, and it's gonna help the car handle better all around. So I think we'll do that next.